lot of biomes in Minecraft, and some of them are better than others to build starter bases in. But in today's video, we're going to try and do starter bases in all the biomes. Well, not in today's video, because today's video we've got 4 of them to build. 1 in the plains, 1 in the desert, 1 in the jungle, and 1 in the beach. Now, obviously, we'll do a part 2 with some more, but for now, let's get into the first one with the perfect house for a plains. Alright, we're kicking off with the most simple house you can do, basically. The classic oak pillars, yes. Connect them up, put some base over stone, and then get to work with the wood. Well, first we'll do the floor, but then we get to work with the wood. So yes, this is a very simple house that you can do for the plains biome, which is great, because it's low, easy resources, not many resources you need, really. Quite quick building. It didn't take me too long to build this. No, I'm being creative, but yet again, it's still quite simple to build in survival. So now that we've done the first floor, we're going to do the path outside before getting to work on the second floor. Now, every time I make an L-shaped house, what I like to do is leave one part like that to slope up, while the rest of it will keep in line. Now, I made a little mistake here, so I had to restart the roof, but it's fine. So next, after doing this roof part, which is really satisfying to fill in with oak for some reason, I like doing that. But we get to work on the second floor, which I like to use different colours between the first floor and the second floor. So here I first started experimenting with clay, but I didn't like clay at first, and after experimenting a bit, I deleted it. So I changed my mind and I decided to go with some calcite, white wool and white concrete powder, which are quite easy to get. They're a bit challenging, and if you don't like this, you can just carry on with the wood. It doesn't really matter, but a different colour does make it look quite nice. Also, adding the indent makes it adding depth. Experimented with some vines, but yeah, didn't like it. Now we're going to the roof, which is simple A-frame. Again, very simple blocks to do the frame with. So we're doing stone bricks and wood. Very easy to build. So this is why it's a great build to do. Now the clay is making a return for the roof with that very small part, but it's there nonetheless. And that's more or less the building part. I tried doing some leaves, but decided to keep it on the floor. And then doing the outside, we're just doing it and making it look nice, fit in with the environment a bit. As you can see, it looks very nice. We're going to add some practical farms now. And a nice cow farm, which is going to be very, very crowded. And here we have our starter house in the plains biome. Now, it's quite a tall one, but it's nice. It's got these blocks here that's quite a bit hard to get, but realistically you can get them pretty easily. You don't really need the calcite, you can do it with just these two, so it's quite easy. All the blocks are easily accessible, great for early game. It's a great starter house. Now, I've not done much of the interior, but realistically, what house is more of an interior than... Yeah, that's every single starter house right there. So, yes, that is my starter house in the plains. We've got obviously the carrot farm outside and the really jammed cow farm, which is always like this. I've never seen a cow farm that's not like this. So, it's a great design. Why is there a slime dying against a cactus? Well, speaking of cactus, this is our next place. This is the desert. Alright, we're doing pyramids for the desert, which I really like the design of. Now, I've limited myself to only a chunk for these designs so I don't get carried away making them big, because obviously making 4 in a video could be time consuming to do a lot. But that's why it's going to be, it looked a bit jammed in this one, but you can like separate them if you're doing it for real and make them a bit further apart. Anyway, this is a really small pyramid to house the enchanting table. So I'm just doing a little entrance like that with some slabs, and we're going to add a red one on the top to make it look nice in a second, but first making it connect right. Now we're doing the bookshelves to try and make it level 30, but I really struggled and only managed to get it to level 26. Next, we put the red part on the top, but it needs to be a slab or it looks stupid. Okay, we're starting on the bigger one now, which is going to be quite a few, but quite a bit larger. In fact, it kind of invaded the gold blocks there, but it's fine. Yeah, so this one's much larger. It's going to be the actual living area. So the pyramids are really easy to build, and they're really easy to get the blocks for as well. So realistically, you could put these up on day one, I'd say. Which is really handy, but realistically it's not many people that do starter bases in the desert because there's no trees, and if you get trees in the desert it kind of looks ugly, so it's really not the best idea to put them in the desert. But if you want to, because I know it does look cool having some pyramids in the desert, here you can do them. We moved the entrance to make it a bit nicer, tried doing a coarse dirt path to connect them, but just changed that immediately. So now we're doing a little farm outside, which is going to be looks a bit out of place, but it also looks quite nice. So this is going to be a wheat farm before we kill our zombie and move inside to make our interior. So with a pyramid, it's quite challenging to make an interior, but there's always ways to make it work. For example, here we made these little chest system with the stairs going above. And then we're gonna wedge everything in the bottom so you can have plenty of room to walk around. Then we're gonna put our bed on a little pedestal for some reason, but it's fine. Alright, so this is a really simple design that you can do for the desert. Now obviously, since I've only given myself a chunk to make this design, your pyramids are going to be a bit more spaced out. For example, these are literally combined at the moment, but it will look much nicer with them separated. But as a whole, they look very nice. In the first one, we have an enchanting table, which I could only get to level 26, but if you made it a bit bigger, you can make it to level 30. This one, which is the actual main one with the bed, the furnaces and the chests. And obviously if you're making this yourself, you'll probably add more gradually over time to compensate other stuff. So that's a very simple. Now we've done the plains, we've done the sandstone, and not just the desert biome. Now we've got the jungle. Immediately we have to light this place up because jungles are very impractical and it's very dark and mobs spawn everywhere, so we need to light the place up to make it safe. Yeah, as I said, the jungle is the most impractical biome to build a base in, but they can look really, really cool, like this one I'm building right now. So it's basically like tons of pathways going up trees, up and down, and like around the trees going off different areas. Now what I kind of wanted it to be a combination of like some Amazon tribe and the Ewok village from Star Wars. So I think it came across really well. I really like this design despite it not being very good for actual survival. I would definitely use it. I would definitely be in a base like this, but not a lot of people would rather just a practical base. So maybe this one won't be for you. Anyway, so basically there's tons of different paths going around all these trees, going off into different areas to different places, which is why it's impractical. But it looks really cool as like some tribe. That's what it looks like. It looks like some cannibalistic tribe lives here. So there's tons of different areas, like the furnace area, the chest area, the bed area, and it's just very, very cool. So this is my favorite design out of all of them, which it took me the longest to build as well though, but that's fine. It's also very, very easy to get the resources for. All you need to do is cut down a ton of oak trees because it's just 10 of oak slabs. So it's really good on resources. The only bad thing about this is how impractical it is, which is quite a big bad thing. But it doesn't really matter. This is just cool designs that you can build if you really like to. So next I'm going in around with some trapdoors, making it a bit more, I guess, interactive, like it's destroyed a bit, because obviously it's not going to be perfect when a cannibalistic tribes lives here. Anyway, so now we go into the farming area, which is going to be farming carrots and potatoes and all sorts of things, which I, by mistake, destroyed the bottom area, which is fine, it's fine. So there's not much more to it really, it's just tons of pathways going up and down the trees and all this. So it's really, really fun to build, but it's very repetitive kind of. So I understand if it's a bit boring. So just enjoy the music. Okay, next we've got the jungle, and as you can see, it's got kind of like a cannibalistic tribe vibe, which is not the best thing, but still, it looks quite cool with all these different pathways. It starts at the bottom with one pathway, and then it goes up, and you can like pick your trail, so you can either go up this way or that way. We're going to go up this way. Up here you have the bed area, or if we went the other way, we could have got around this tree and up to the chest area, or up here we could have got to the enchanting area. And as you can see, there's just tons of different paths to tons of different areas. It's the least practical one out of the three we've done so far, which obviously that being most practical, then that, so we've kind of gone downhill. But it's my favourite design because it's so unique and it's so cool. So this is the jungle one, and finally we've got the beach. So the beach was another one which I kind of didn't know what to do, because immediately you think shipwreck, but shipwrecks are quite hard to build, and generally if you make a shipwreck it doesn't really look that good. So I decided instead of making a shipwreck, I would just make a ship. So we made this little dock port area, and then we got to work on the ship, which was quite a chunky ship, but it's fine because I think it came out really well. It looked very ship-like, which would make sense because I was building a ship, but what I'm saying is it came out very well, and I'm quite proud of myself because I'm not the best at building ships, and I've tried a few times and generally they don't go very well. So this starter base looked really cool. Again, this is very heavy on resources. As you can see, there's a lot of spruce wood involved here. So maybe you wouldn't want to do this, but I think it's fine. It's also quite annoying to build. I could see why you wouldn't want to build this. And then I got to do the upper deck with slabs, which was really nice, and then put a little railing on it so none of the crew members fall off. Got to work on the mast then, and I liked building the mast, it was fun. Extended the front a bit, but that doesn't matter. And then the sail, which was made out of white wool, and then some like dirty parts as well, but this was fun to build, like making it like wibble and wobble in the wind. Ooh, that was nice. Yeah, so that was quite fun to build. And then after finishing that part, we got down to making the deck like livable, so adding some barrels for storage, and then started designing the lower decks in a second. So made a little staircase down to the second deck, which was quite empty, which you could probably find some ways to fill up, but because early game rubbish and chests and all that. But still, we had the bed on the bottom there, and then at the bottom there's the furnaces all around. So it's very, very fun, very, very spacious inside to say it's just a ship. So it's very quite spacious inside, and you can fit a ton of things. Now outside you can make your farms because it's quite hard to fit them inside. Okay, so here we have our ship, which is quite a chubby ship, but I think it works very well. If you like, you can like make the bottom not as fat, I guess, but it makes it good for interior space. Obviously, you can put some farms on the outside, but as you can see, oh, whoops, no, obviously destroyed that. It doesn't matter though. There's a little ladder that goes up to the upper deck with some barrels. It doesn't really matter now. It doesn't need to be realistic because we don't have a wheel at the moment, but we have this mast which will do all we need in our world. So going down here, we've got a bed, we've got more barrels, and at the bottom we've got furnaces. So it's very simple. It's my it's one of probably my favorite design out of these four, actually. But as you can see now, here are the 4 biomes and 4 starter bases that you can build. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like down below. If you enjoyed my content, subscribe. See you next video. Goodbye.